Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Truly excited to be back on here again, and I wanted to come back again today, a little bit later than usual. But hey, wanted to jump on here. I had to take care of some business, take care of some business. But man, I hope all is well, man. Definitely looking forward to the continual effort to raise awareness for the community. And that's what this is all about. And stand dedicated and focused to doing that. But I wanted to come on and talk about the dangers of political theater and just show things for what they are. Political theater. When I'm speaking of political theater, that's what I'm talking about. And gonna give an example of it. But not only just giving an example of it, but wanted to have an open and honest discussion about it. But as well as continue to inform the community with non-emotional and factual information that is clearly laid out that people can see, and not people to agree with, but people can see and come up with their own conclusion on what is actually going on. But man, I'm really excited, and not only am I excited, but you know. Not only am I excited, but definitely happy. Happy to just be in a position to speak up, to raise awareness, to try to keep the community informed, and be consistent, and not only consistent, but be a level of dedication, because I truly love where I'm from. Truly love where I'm from. That is without question, and I want better. And a lot of times what happens is this, right? One thing I was thinking about, and I saw this lady was talking about, she was on Instagram and she was talking about, she was kind of telling the story of her past relationship with men and how her mindset and how she approached things, that she always saw things from a certain way. But then she said it really boils down to she had to realize and take ownership on the role that she played and how she approached things. She said when she started working and changing that, she said how she communicated with people, how she communicated with men changed. She wasn't easily offended. She wasn't easily triggered by things because she took accountability for her own actions. And the thing is, many of us aren't used to accountability because we take accountability as negative. And the reason why we take accountability as negative for a lot of people is they have been allowed or enabled to do and operate things in a certain way. That's just like you say, typically you use the narrative of the youngest child in the family. The youngest child in the family typically have a different experience than the older children. And I'm just going to go biblical just for a little bit, but everybody, well, a lot of people are familiar with the story of Joseph, and in the Bible, talk about Joseph was a dreamer, and everybody talk about how Joseph was sold into slavery. And not only that Joseph was sold into slavery, but what people say is Joseph was the youngest child at the time. And the Bible said he was the favorite child, and his older siblings was envious, right? And why am I bringing it up? It's because many times as the youngest child, they get babied. They get a different experience. They get away with a lot of stuff that the other kids can't get away with. So when they are told no, when they are held accountable, it's a significant emotional event for them, right? So it's the same way when we're talking about politicians. It's the same way when they are always able to do whatever they want to, say whatever they want to, when they want to say it, and nobody has ever held them accountable consistently, then a lot of them have temper tantrums, right? And what they end up doing is they go into overdrive. Because one of the things that I want people to understand is people that understand media, they understand the power of programming or the power of controlling the narrative. And this is what they do. This is the funny thing. I'm going into what I talked about political theater, but I wanted to come on and provide clarity on this. I'm going to go down a laundry list of things that surprisingly over the last few days that I found out about me, right? Because I've been speaking out, I've been advocating for change. And I've been talking about things and showing proof. Like, not even, there's no fabrication. I've been showing proof about things. But since then, I just want to tell you, this is one of the reasons, first of all, it's not a deterrent at all. Just letting you know, it's not a deterrence at all. But I just want to share some things with people. And the things that I wanted to share is, over the last few days, this is what, things that I found out about myself, that people have said. You know, I found out that, because I sat with a white lady, at the, Martin Luther King Jr., event, in Marion, because a white lady would sit with me at the table. Now I'm a MAGA supporter. Y'all see that? Y'all see how people try to, I'm just wondering. And I found out that I was a puppet to mainstream Marion, that the white people in Marion, are using me as a puppet to sow division. I also found out that I was jealous of Albert Turner and his father, that I am personally jealous of Albert Turner and his father. I also found out that my dad was a child molester. You know, that's the thing that's information that's being spread. I also the other day I found out that myself and Travis Perkins, we are gay lovers, and we are gay lovers. You know, that's what I heard, the things that's been put out about me, right? And I support Jim Crow. That's also what's said about me, that I support Jim Crow, all because I've been sharing factual information about the misleading information from public officials that have been elected to serve the people in Perry County, right? That's the elected to serve the people in Perry County. And, you know, and the funny thing about this is, you see, I just shared a post on my page, and the post on my page says this, right? And I'm finna show you guys. Post on my page, is it Angie Parker shared this a couple of days ago, said, pay attention to people who are lying on. I'm sorry, pay attention to who people are lying on. That's who they feel threatened by. That's who they feel threatened by, right? At the end of the day, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be Robert. I'm going to be Robert, and I'm going to continue to be Robert. I'm going to continue to serve my community. I'm going to continue to advocate for what's right in the community. But I will continue to show people the truth, right? And I won't be distracted. I'm just being honest with you. I won't be distracted at all, because at the end of the day, it's about the community. It is about the community. And I just wanted to, oh yeah, let me show people this too. Because I want to show y'all this so people can see. So we can go, so we can look at what the internet says about the word defamation, right? Defamation. Defamation is a false statement, false statement, harming someone's reputation, categorized as libel, written or published, or slander, spoken, requiring proof of a false statement, publication to a third party, fault like negligence, and results in harm or damages to the victim, right? Just want to let people know that, right? Just want to, so some people tend to not understand what that means, right? But if somebody is providing factual information, right? If somebody continue to provide factual information, and somebody saying that that's false, then that's on them. But I'm going to ask this question too, before I get right on. I'm going to ask this question. What is the saying? What does the saying, a hit dog will holler mean? The saying a hit dog will holler means a person who reacts defensively and angrily to a general statement or accusation is revealing their own guilt or that the statement applies to them. Much like a dog yelps when struck because the blow landed. It's a proverb suggesting that overly strong negative reaction often betray the truth, similar to if the shoe fits, wear it. That's a Shakespeare, right? So that's that term. But one thing I'll do, so I appreciate all the people watching for this information because it's great for the community. But the question that I have is, last night I shared a post. Well, yesterday there were there was a post. Yesterday the news crew was in Marion, Alabama, WAKA News, to do a story on the National Guard Armory building being restored. And that was that right there was, to me, that was political theater, right? That is political theater. And I want to go over what political theater looks like. And the reason why I want to go over what political theater looks like is political theater. And like I said, this is the post I made yesterday and last night. And I said, Perry County Commissioner Albert Fitzgerald Turner has been promising empty promises after empty promises for renovation to the National Guard Army building, also known as the Barnett King Center in Marion, Alabama, since 2025. Today was another example of political theater in which Chairman Albert Fitzgerald Turner called the news crew, staged a mock work site, and made promises of work to be done that had not been voted on by or approved by the Perry County Commission, right? Why do other Perry County commissioners continue to allow Chairman Albert Fitzgerald Turner to make a mockery of the integrity of the county commission with his unchecked rogue behavior? Below is a detailed description of what political theater looks like. And this is for educational purpose, right? Educate to elevate. Political theater is when politicians or group act like they're solving a problem so people will react, especially on TV, in the news, or on social media. But they don't do the real work that actually fixes it, right? Think of it like lots of drama, not much done. What it can look like: big speeches, right? Big speeches and tough talks at meetings, but no real plan afterwards. Trying to catch someone in a mistake on camera to embarrass them. Public arguments that get attention while the real problem like roads, budget, safety, and services stay the same. Voting on things that sounds good but won't actually happen because they won't pass or there's no money for it. Holding a press conference to say we're taking action, but really they're just looking into it. Blaming other people, so nobody focuses on the important details like dates, receipts, contracts, and audits. Why people do it? They do it to make the story sound like I'm the good guy and they're the bad guy. They get their supporters excited and take attention off of a mistake. They look busy and strong without doing anything risky or hard, right? To avoid being responsible, we talk about it so it feels like we did something. Easy ways to tell that it's real or just a show, right? What's the plan? You ask these questions. What's the plan? What step? What's dates? Who's in charge? Where's the money coming from? Which budget? Grants? Who's paying? Right? How will we know it worked? How many roads fixed? Leaks stopped? Faster time response? Right? And I just want to show you guys because I'm going up to a post I made earlier, and I'm going to show you what political theater looks like. Right? So this right here is directly that. Right? This right here is directly that. Right? Give me one second. I'm going to do something real quick. Just give me 1 second. All right. I'm back. No need for distractions, but we back. And here we go. Will the Perry County Commission step up or stand to the side? That's the question that I asked, right? So y'all see, this is Tony Long. That's Commissioner Tony Long, Commissioner Barbara Howes, Commissioner Albert Turner, that's Commissioner Brent Harrison, and that's Commissioner Carlton Lewis. So I said yesterday, on January the 20th, Perry County Commissioner Chairman called WAKA News to do a story under the title, Old National Guard Army in Marion under renovation. This is what it said in the article. And I'm going to go to the article because I don't want people to say, that I lied. This is the link to the article. And I'm going to pull the article up so y'all can see this for y'allself, man. Y'all see this, right? WAKA Channel 8 News, right? The Old National Guard Army in Marion under renovation. Right? And let me see. Is this going to play it? Hold on. Let me turn the volume up. I ain't even really worried about that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll on down. Right? And there you go. It said a renovation project underway in Perry County. Oh, here you go. Hold on.
Armory in Marion into a multi.
Here we go. There we go. Now we got this advertising. I ain't trying to get no free advertising. So I'm going to let that scroll through to it get done, and then we're going to go to what it says. But we're going to go over this article so people can see directly, and this is what I'm going to define what political theater is. That is not what I wanted. Come on. Well, we're going to go ahead on. I don't know why I did that, but the renovation project underway in Perry County looks to transform the old National Guard Armory in Marion into a multi-purpose community center. Congresswoman Terry Sewell secured a $500,000 grant to help fund the 4-phase project, right? Crews are gutting the interior and making repairs at the old National Guard Armory in Marion. Right, here it goes. They're fixing the area that has been, compromised by the weather, said contractor Quincy Martin. I'm finna show y'all something. We're going to look at it. We're going to see it firsthand. It's part of a long-awaited renovation project, over 10 years in the making. Phase 1 is to take care of the interior of the facility. Phase 2 will be taking care of the AC, the electrical, heat, and air, said Chairman Albert Turner. Well, we'll have 2 phases of the 4 phases completed before March 19th. We'll get with phase 3 after the May 19th election. Turner says the facility will include a multi-purpose room, a rec room, an exercise room, kitchen and meeting room, bathrooms, and eventually a public pool. He said, we don't have a public swimming pool anywhere in Perry County. So we're going to eventually put the public swimming pool here at this location. So the children in the community will have a public swimming pool. I don't want that. I want everybody to see this because I don't want it. Turner says, when completed, the new Barnett King Community Center will serve as a much needed centrally located hub for the entire community. We're going to work with the city of Marion to make sure that functions that may have will be held here. So this is a joint thing for our residents in the city of Marion as well as the county of Perry. Watch this now. Turner says the grant will be that Congresswoman Terry Sewell, the $500,000 will pay for 3 of the 4 phases of this project. he'll say another federal, oh, watch this. He says another federal grant to finish up the project is already coming down the pipe. Now that's what he said, right? You see that, right? Another phase already coming down the pipe. Already coming down the pipe. So what do I mean by political theater? Let's go back to my post. And I just wanted to lay this out, right? Because this goes back to it. So people, I'm sorry, I want people to see exactly what the people see, right? That's what I want. I want people to see exactly what the people see, right? I mean, I want the people to see things for themselves, facts, right? Now, these right here are just excerpts taken exactly from that article, what I just read, right? You said 3 to 4, right? Now, what are the facts? The facts are on August the 12th, 2015, Albert Turner announced plans for the same building to be the Barack Obama Wellness and Fitness Center in Marion. He claimed that he was going to get grant funding of $1.2 million for it back then, but it was August 2015. Fast forward 6 years later, on December the 9th, 2021, Albert Turner promised, y'all see this? The first phase has been proposed conclusion date of May 2022, before the 2022 primary election. Another promise around election time. Now, fast forward to the next year, September 2022, Albert Turner announced that the Perry County would be receiving $130,000 for phase 1 of electrical renovation project at the Old National Guard. Now, he just announced in 2021 that phase 1 was approved, but then he's announcing that they got money, $130,000 in next year. Now, let's fast forward. On July the 24th, 2023, Perry County Commissioner Albert Fitzgerald Turner announced Perry County allocated $135,235 to make repairs to the Barnett King Center. And then on November the 17, 2025, Congresswoman Tara Sewell announced the Perry County being awarded $500,000 to repair the Old National Guard. Right? Right? Now, the question is this. Here are a few questions I have for the Perry County commissioners. Why do the other Perry County commissioners remain silent while Albert Fitzgerald Turner continued to make public promises and plans on projects the commission haven't approved or voted on? The second question is, with the Perry County Commission voting a majority vote at the last commission meeting to move the voting location, why are the county commissioners allowing Albert Turner to defy their vote and keep the voting location at the National Guard Army? Now, according to Alabama Code 17-6-4, a voting location can't be changed 90 days before the election. That's supposed to be is this the reason Albert Fitzgerald Turner mentioned March 19, 2026 to force the commissioners to force the commission majority vote to bend to his will, right? And the reason why I'm asking it is, if we go back, and I can go back to it, at the matter of fact, I'm going to it. I'm gonna go to it so people can hear exactly from his mouth, because he was upset at the last meeting. He was upset at the last he was upset at the last county commission meeting. And the reason why he was upset was he couldn't force the commission to vote the way that he wanted them to vote. He couldn't force them to do it. So because he couldn't force them to do it, he made a statement. And I'm going to it because I got it on my page. I got the video evidence so people can see it and hear it for themselves. Yep, here it go right here. See, this is what I like about receipts. Doggone, hold on.
I've been in that building. I know we trying to get it ready in time. I don't feel like it's going to be ready in time. It's going to take a lot of money to get that building where it's supposed to be. One of the buildings, have you seen the building, do we? Once the building gets where it's completed, I feel like it would be a great place to hold the vote. For this particular election, the new National Guard going to be the better voting location.
The second one, I never been able to get it.
I think that'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think just the option of school is that the people on this end is voting consistently at the national government. And we spent $60,000 plus last year to put contemporary trade at the national government. And this year you spending less than $40,000. Now we have all the bathrooms, water is in the building, no bowl is in the building. And to come in and talk about voting somewhere else because someone wants to take the list and bring it down there. And you got people missing a time.
Now, let me, hold on, let me stop that. And here we go. I'm going to it because I got another video. Here you go. Here you go right here. And I'm gonna come back to that, but what I'm showing in that video is him saying that they passed the council voted 3-2 to pass a legislation to change the voting location. Albert Turner said, he said in that video, he said, we don't pass it, but if it does pass, it won't see the light of day in Montgomery. Now, for this to pass, it just has to be approved by Representative Prince Chestnut, who represent Perry County, and Senator Robert Stewart. They are the ones who, need to support the will of the Perry County Commission. Also safe to identify that Representative Prince Chestnut serves as the attorney for the Perry County Commission, right? So to go against their will because Albert don't want it to go up, I just want to know what those county commissions are going to do. Are they going to let Albert control them and tell them what to do? Or are they going to stand up and do their jobs and continue to do the will and fight for what's right for the people? Albert said in that video, there's no mold, there ain't none down there. And then yesterday, he out there talking about they going to build a swimming pool. Now, I went back, and one of the things that I did earlier, I showed y'all what political theater is. You make all of these grandiose promises. And the reason why you make these grandiose promises is because you want to make it seem like you're making things happen. Right? And let me enlist other people to share certain things so it can give a perception as if something is actually happening. Now, the question is, okay, if there's work actually being done, who is the contractor? Because the thing is, the work that's done there is well over the $30,000 threshold for the state of Alabama. So that means that it had to have been a public bid. So it had to be a public announcement. Right? When did the Perry County Commission vote on to have work being done? What's the name of the contractor that got awarded that contract? What was the price of their bid? Right? And what is the cost of the expenditures? And Albert said the other day at the breakfast, he said that just because you get awarded a grant, you get a grant letter, get awarded a grant, that don't mean you got the money. Okay, so Terry Sewell, Congresswoman Terry Sewell said that she was happy to secure those funds, that grant funding. Albert, you announced it when she secured it. Do y'all have the money in the bank account? Because you tried to make a point to try to say when I found proof about you not having it, now you're trying to say you do have it. Now you're saying that work is actually being done when it really not, because you staged everything yesterday. Wasn't nobody down there last week when Miss Florence Parker took video, and you just had some people go in there yesterday and focus in on a pile of paint which had asbestos. They got mold down there. They got all of that stuff. Right? And that's crazy. To me, that's crazy work. That is crazy work to just try to manipulate folks, man. Them tactics don't work. You know why they don't work? Because the people can see for themselves now. The people can actually see for themselves. The people can see, man, no, man, you done been promising about this for 10 years. For 10 years. Right? If I'm going to do math, if you've been in office for 25 years, 10 years, right, that's 40%. 40% of the time that you've been a county commissioner, 40% of the 25 years you've been a county commissioner, you've been promising to make things happen. You've announced over and over about grant funding and things and all these phases, and you throw all them phases out, and I talked about that yesterday. But then people think I'm lying. Stop lying to the people. Stop trying to deceive the people. It doesn't matter who shares it at what level, you still lying. Yes, it's factual that the grant funding was secured. Yes, that's factual. But it was also factual in 2018 when Perry County secured $500,000 to redo the Perry County, the historic Perry County jail. That Albert Turner said that they end up turning back in 2023, sending back $285,000 because they didn't finish that project. But now all of a sudden, you making all of these promises right before the election time just to give the perception that you're doing something instead of doing something. Your tangible results that you want to project, that you said on Monday, your tangible results is that you got, your tangible results is that they got work done at the courthouse. How many years that work needed to be done at the courthouse? Who got that contract, right? Where's the bill at? So people can see. So people can see that, hey, this is what you announced that contract for. Then the community can see where the bills is at. Like I'm telling you, the Perry County, the money in the Perry County funds is not a personal treasury for any politician to use for their own ill-gotten gain. And that can be to buy favors, to give people jobs, to do all these things so it can be favorable to that individual. In the political theater, I clearly laid out what political theater is. And if people don't believe me, what I can do is there's a lot of stuff that I've shared on my page. I've shared on my page factual information with date, time, groups, and all of that stuff. What people said, then I go back and show proof that they didn't get it done. Then all of a sudden, all of this stuff is being said about me. Now, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something that's real funny. For somebody who was told that I'm not important enough to get the commission to do anything, it's simply amazing just how reactive Albert Turner been since I've been talking about certain things. When I talked about Cedar Bluff Road, right? When I said something and I just reshared information, asking questions about the illegal gambling locations in Perry County. Now I said, shared a post the other day about the Barnett King Center, and all of a sudden you got a news crew to come down, man. A news crew for a stage, like the stage. How many people working down there today? Is it 1 or 2 people? They getting it ready, right? They getting it ready. We getting it ready. We getting it ready. I just want to know if somebody been lying to you for 10 years that they're going to do something, would y'all still believe him? Now, I'm the person that's trying to steal the hope of the people for showing the people just how somebody been lying to them for decades. But I'm the one trying to steal their hope. Because y'all know, Albert said, the community know me. Yeah, they know you. They know just who you are. They know your track record as a public official. They do. They do. I'm just telling you, man, and everybody, you know, I'm just tired of the same old of people trying to act like being oblivious to what the truth is. It's being oblivious to the truth is, right? And the thing is, you know, I'm okay with you disagreeing with me. I'm 100%, I welcome it, right? But like I've always said, where have I lied at? Where have I lied? Now, this picture was taken yesterday by the news crew. Y'all look at this building. Look at that building. Right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna even get, do you want a little better? I'm gonna do you want to even a little better? I'm gonna do you one even better, because I'm going to where Miss Florence Jackson shared pictures and video, and I shared it on the page. But I just want y'all to see this, man. The levels of what people do, right? Here you go. Yes, sir. Here you go. It was on the 14th. I just want to. This is what he said. They ready to go in. Ain't no mole, ain't nothing like that now, right? This is the building that he want people in Perry County to go in and vote. This is the building. This is after 10 years of making promises. This is the building. Y'all see any crews out there working? Y'all see that? I just want y'all to just look at these pictures. That's old paint with asbestos in it. But you want the community to go there to vote, right? This is what you want, right? That was inside. Paint peeling. This is what he want people to go vote at. Water damage. You know, he got all that money. Albert got all that money for it. Got wasp nests up there. Right? So like this is what he wants people to go vote at. That's what he's advocating for. And this is where other people are sharing like $500,000 is actually going to fix that before March with no contract being out. I just want people to see that. And then now all of a sudden he's going to announce. Matter of fact, you know, I just want people to see this, man, because it's funny. It's funny when stuff happens. It's funny when stuff happens. And when people see certain things. I'm going to my good friend, right? Good old ChatGPT. Let me go to ChatGPT. And the reason why I do this is because I want to show people who may not know how to ask certain questions and find information. This is how you can find information. All right. And I just want to tell you, there's no pool that is currently at the center. Right. So how much does a medium community pool, community in-ground pool, man, how much does a medium in-ground community pool cost? Because that's how much it will be, how much we need the grant funding for that. He said, hold on, let me see, because you know what? Let ChatGPT do its thing. No, not a neighborhood for a city. Let me ask that question. How much does a medium city community pool community concrete pool cost? And they're just searching that, right? And I want y'all to see this. Y'all see the estimate. These are estimate costs for the pool, right? A medium one is like 1,000 to 1,500 square foot. The estimate cost for that the construction cost will be between $400,000 and $1,050,000, right? And they asked all of the what's the cost, because you got to have permits, compliance, deck and landscape, engineer design, and all of those things, right? If you want a diving board, a slide, play areas, warming areas, spectator seat, you can add $550,000 to $300,000, right? And then that's not even counting the maintenance of it, right? And then this is a medium concrete community pool is a sitting setting, in a city setting. The construction alone typically falls into a range of approximately $400,000 to over $1 million. Right? That's the cost of it. Now, what you didn't see in that article, and you won't hear, is what grant is he applying for? How much money is he applying for? See, the community never gets those level of details. It just let me throw that number out there so it can give the perception of it. So when somebody come back and ask for receipts, what tends to happen is then they start to try to attack you personally, call you names, try to say you're a troublemaker for asking for receipts. And that's public information, because that money is coming in on behalf of the community. Like any contract that the county does, if you're a resident of Perry County, you have the right to see what the cost is. That's Alabama Open Records Law. I'm sorry, Open Records Act. Right? So just ask yourself that question. You've been promising for years all this money to fix that. Now you get a $500,000 grant to fix that community center, when you got a track record of you not doing what you say you're doing with the money that you got already, and people are asking questions, and you think that just because you do a news article and you get somebody to share that news article, like they're just going to quiet people down because they got the perception that, see, if somebody sees somebody else sharing it, they're going to make it seem like it's really happening. No, you know why? Because nothing is getting done until the county commission vote a majority vote to make it happen. Right. And at the last county commission meeting, I want to share some stuff with you. At the last county commission meeting, as a matter of fact, let me go. Oh, man, this thing, man, I love the internet. Man. The internet is a great place for receipts. Right. Love the internet. Love the internet. Great place for receipts. And I'm going to the last. Wait a minute. Oh, here you go. All right. So on the 14th of January, Perry County Commissioner Albert Fitzgerald Turner, he announced under the title Perry County Commissioner, Turner House and Long Save Jobs, right? But this is what I want to go down here to. This is where you get into the details, right? They say amended the construction budget of $83,000, which is the amount to cover the jail repairs. They say jail repairs, right? Now, Albert talked about $20,000 for the Barnett King Center. He said that in the video. He said that during this meeting. that $20,000 is allegedly hidden in his $83,000. Because it said it's about $66,000 to fix the jail. And he put it in the budget for construction for the jail costs, but that's where the money coming through. Why is it not voted on as a separate item? Right? And then this right here, the approval for purchase of 4 new heavy-duty truck tires at $1,900. From a very credible source, what I was told was this was for approval to buy 4 new heavy-duty tires for the trash truck for the city of Marion. Right? My thing is, why not put that in there? Why just present that to the commission that you're purchasing 4 new heavy-duty truck tires? If it's for the city, and if you're showing that you're unified, just put it in for the city so the council can know that they're actually voting on it for that, instead of they thinking that they're voting on to pay something for the actual county. Like that's all the things that I'm talking about, right? And not only that, man, just is like the people should be tired. Like, serious, the people should be tired of why. Like, I know a lot of people, may be upset that I post consistently and I talk about this all the time. But I want to challenge people to ask themselves, like, why? Like, why would somebody go to this length to try to perpetuate a narrative that's just simply not true, instead of just telling the truth? Why around election time, all of these promises are being made? Go back to Cedar Road, ain't nothing got done to Cedar Road. Cedar Bluff Road in Uniontown. They've been promising that since October. It's all political theater. Let me make these grandiose promises not come through. I come through on a little bit, but then the things that I actually do, I don't show anything, any receipts or anything to the public. And another thing that I want to ask, and this is a question for the citizens of Perry County. It's been reported that Albert used to drive around in a black truck. Now he's been driving around in a silver truck. I heard that it's been that the black truck been down for a while. Now it was reported before by former commissioner Cedric Hudson. He reported a few years back when he was on the council about when they was on the council, they used to get bills for motors and stuff being replaced and all of that from work from vehicle repair shops in Selma and all these other places, about vehicles that at the time the chairman was messing the engine up in it. Right? But then the county is the one that's left with the repairs. What happened to your black truck, Albert? Why you driving around in that new that silver truck? Y'all see, and those are questions that the community need to ask, because guess what? That money belongs to the community. I saw somebody made a comment under one of my posts that I ain't gonna joking say Robert Shepard ain't gonna let nobody steal no money. I'm just asking questions, man. Questions that the community should be asking. The community should be asking, and the county leadership, not only the county but the city leadership, those that have the trust of the people to manage and do things the right way. You should be transparent in providing this information. People shouldn't have to ask you. People shouldn't have to ask you. That's it. People should not have to ask you for those things. You should be willingly providing it. All right. And at the end of the day, if they're not, then I want people to just sit down and think about this, right? Why would somebody go through so much effort to make the perception like they're getting something done instead of actually doing something? Just being honest with you. And I got it. I understand people do politics and I understand all of this stuff. But why? Why? I'm just being honest. Why? Right? And information that I provided, listen, I'm not perfect. I ain't even never claimed to be. So far from it. But my thing is, right? My thing is this, right? Just ask yourself, man, if you are upset with facts, if you are upset with clear information, but you don't want to agree with it, that's a personal issue. Just being honest with you. The truth is not contingent on if you agree with it or not. It never has, never will be. Right? And not only that, though, not only that, but the thing I continue to ask and advocate for, the things I continue to ask and advocate for is, if I'm wrong and I've misspoken, please provide me with credible and tangible information, right? And the reason why I take the time to do things in chronological order and provide detailed information so people can see it, because I don't want it to just, I'm not just gonna, first of all, I don't ask you to trust me. I'm not asking anybody to blindly trust me. No, I would just ask that you can respect it enough to read the information that's provided. And if you, you come to your own determination from there. My goal is to raise awareness to the community. I will continue to do that. I feel called to do that. I feel led to do it. I feel like it's an obligation to speak up and advocate on behalf of the community for transparency and what's right. I have yet to be negative, because that's not who I am. Right? I'm petty though. I am petty. I ain't finna sit here and lie, but I'm a professional petty. I'm a professional petty, but I ain't messy, right? And what I mean by that is, this thing ain't personal, right? And people, I welcome people. I welcome people to disagree with me, but one thing I won't tolerate, I would not tolerate disrespect, because I would not be disrespectful towards anybody, right? And one thing people really need to understand too is people don't have a right. Like, I don't have a right to make anybody talk to me. I don't have a right to try to force anybody to agree with me. I don't have a right to try to force anybody to do anything. Period. I don't have that right. Nobody has that right. So like I said before, if what I say, what I post, and what I put on my social media bothers you, right, you can respectfully block me. You can. I use snooze button. I snooze there for a minute. That's what I do. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I just will continue to do what I'm doing. And I want, and one of the things is this, right? Sometimes people need to see it. See, vision is so important. We talk about things and we talk about odds, and me being in Greensboro and me seeing Grady Jackson get drafted to the NFL, basically out of junior college, and got drafted by the Raiders and played a long, over a decade in the NFL. That's somebody that I saw with my own eyes, that I know. I was like, man, I know Grady, O'Shea Grady, right? So that gives you a belief that if he could do it, I can do it. Now, same thing with the younger kids that see Herb Jones that played for the New Orleans Pelicans. They see that Herb is from the Black Belt. They see that Herb went to Sunshine, went to Moundville. They see that Herb went to Alabama. They see it. So if they can see it, they can believe it, right? The power of being able to see it, right? That's why you have so many people who kids take after them in their profession, because they see it, right? Nick Saban, his dad was a coach, but his dad was also a business owner, right? And I think they sold cars too. Nick Saban owned car dealerships. Nick Saban coaches. There's a lot of other people that we can talk about, because you be around it. When you be around it, you can see it. Why is that important? It is important for people to see somebody provide an example of how they can get certain information, what they can do, explain processes to them. That is why I'm committed to do what I'm doing, right? I'm not being compensated by anybody, right? I don't care about whatever rumors or whatever lies that people are putting out, because that's just a sign of desperation. And that's a sign that people are threatened by the truth. They're just threatened by the truth. There are some people that just want me to shut up, right? But I'm not going to shut up. And the reason why I'm not going to shut up is if something is being done to mislead my community, I'm going to speak up about it. Same thing if it's done to harm my family, I'm going to speak up about it. Because God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and of a sound mind. And I'm from the Black Belt, born and raised. Born and raised. And for those who have been following me for a while or whatever, I have been very consistent with my message. Very consistent with my message over the years. This ain't nothing that just started. A lot of people may just start to see me, but this is very consistent. Right? And the reality is, people ever talk about divisive? I'm going to tell you what tactics are. I'm going to tell you what political tactics are. See, certain things are done hoping for a response. I'm going to share some stuff with you guys, some crazy stuff. There are people that I know disagree with me, right? I know they disagree with me. I heard the things that they said about me behind closed doors, right? And what happens is, and I know they support other people, or I know that they support people that I have been speaking out about, right? But I have yet to say anything personally about those people. I always speak about them operating in the capacity of their elected position. I deal with facts, not rumors, not anything. I deal with facts, right? And not only dealing with facts, I provide the sources of where I got information from so it can be verified and people can see it. They can see it for themselves and come to a conclusion for themselves, right? A lot of people don't like that. You know why? Because they just want people to be quiet so they can go back to doing what they was doing. I'm just telling you. Look, I just want people to see the power of holding people accountable. It makes people move, especially those who are there and they just want to stay in there, right? A lot of people don't like accountability. A lot of people don't like it. And I ain't just talking about politicians. You know, you ever dealt with somebody and you tell them about what they are, about, you know, you tell them the truth about themselves, and the first thing they do, they get an attitude. Y'all dealt with them people, right? That's what happens. That right there is what happened. I mean, and that is what we deal with a lot. And it's like, but the thing that you asking questions about is what they already supposed to be doing. Like, it's not like nothing that I'm asking. I have yet to ask a question that is something outside of the scope of the bare minimum. Look, I'm talking about pre-K kindergarten level. I'm not talking about even middle school or high school or graduate school or college, bachelor level or graduate level stuff. I'm talking about middle school level stuff. Like all of this stuff, man. I just want people to open up, man. Political theater. Yesterday, WAKA was political theater. I'm just telling you, until we see that the Perry County Commission vote on the contracts and put that information out about who was awarded and what the cost of it, then we can be like, okay. But then the commission voted to accept the grant. That's a fact. They voted to accept that $500,000 grant. But like Chairman Turner said on Monday, just because you get awarded a grant, that don't mean that you got the money. Sometimes it can take weeks, months, or years. So I'm curious if they got the money. If they got the money, okay, then if you haven't received the money yet, but it was awarded, earmarked, allocated for you, then how can you move forward with paying a contractor to do the work? Make that make sense. And if it's over $30,000, I will reshare the timeline of what Alabama law says about open bids. It has to be advertised, need to be put out so you can have multiple bids. That's required by law. And Albert, you know that, right? Are you going to hire another? And this is where it goes down to the council members. This on the council. This the commissioners. This on the commissioners. When they come up to vote, you guys need to do your due diligence and ask questions. Shouldn't be them buddies and stuff that you can overcharge 10% here so you can give a little kickback, allegedly. Like, do right by the people, man. I'm telling you, with that $500,000, what really makes sense is tear that whole building down, right, and come back with a newer building, kind of like the newer churches, like they do. They do the concrete slab with the steel things, and like a warehouse style building, like they did in Demopolis with the Theo Rattler Center, right? A similar style building like that will be cheaper for construction, and you can tear that building down. Because I guaranteed you, mold is in there, asbestos is in there, and it's going to cost more to clean up than it is to fix anything. Just do that. And if that's the real goal for the community, that will be something that is a tremendous asset for the community. That's something positive to talk about that can be a real partnership for Marion and Perry County. That's what that could be. Like, that's serious. That ain't nothing crazy. And you see how that is, that can really serve the community, but not an empty promise. Because folks, we tired of the empty promises. People are tired, right? Only thing I'm doing is showing receipts when people make promises that ain't coming through. Make promises and not coming through. But man, at the end of the day, man, y'all guys have a blessed day. You know, staying committed to providing information to the community. And I will continue to stand on business. I will continue to operate at a standard of respect, operate at a standard of candor, at a standard of truth, and at a standard of I will not tolerate disrespect. I will tolerate disagreement, but I will not tolerate disrespect. I will not tolerate slander. I will not tolerate none of that. And I would tell people this, I am as cordial as they come. But if I know you lied about me, I know you spread misinformation about me, I know you said something about a family member of mine that is a lie, I will tell you this, I will not talk to you because we ain't got nothing to talk about. We have nothing to talk about. Nothing at all. I'm just letting y'all know we have nothing to talk about. And the reason why we ain't got nothing to talk about, because I ain't got to talk to you. Nobody has a right to nobody, right? And that's just out of respect. If I see where you stand, I treat you accordingly. And I still have as much love and respect for you, but I do not have to talk to you. I do not have to connect with you. I'm the person that controls who have access to me. Nobody else would dictate that. And I'm not mad about anything you disagree with me on social media about. I'm not mad about that. But don't think that you can talk about me, talk about my family, spread misinformation, and think that I'm going to be okay with you. I still will be respectful towards you, but I know how you are. That don't mean that I'm going to connect with you. So just know that. That's just how it is. And I think that's fair. I don't think that that's being mean or nasty. If I was lying about you, if I was talking bad about your family members, spreading misinformation, and I come and I try to talk to you, or be like, hey, man, let's get something to eat. You'd be like, man, go kick rocks. And that's just where it's at. So, man, y'all stay blessed and stay blessed, stay vigilant. And, you know, I hope that people are starting to see the truth, right? We got some more information, just waiting on some confirmation on some things. Today, Marion, Alabama, today was the due date, was the deadline for the extension that Marion had to turn that information in to ADEM, Alabama Department of Environmental Management. I know I ain't been talking about that for a while, but I ain't forgot. There's some other things too. I just haven't forgot. So it's not about, you know, people, you know, hoping things will die down. No, tell the truth. That's all I'm asking. Tell the truth. So tell the truth, shame the devil. Man, you guys have a great day. And you know, I do music as well. So working on my next album, but working on this song too. Right. And in the song, the title of the song is I Ain't Going Nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. And I'm gonna share the hook with y'all so people can know exactly what I'm talking about. So, cause man, I ain't going nowhere. I'm standing 10 toes down. People see me because I'm telling the truth, and they get mad with the frown. Cause nobody mad but the devil, cause they're always spreading lies. Cause the lies that he tell is with the intent to control your mind. Man, you guys have a great, blessed, and wonderful day. Talk to you later.